The reconciliation made by Christ is for sin, to make satisfaction for it. Daniel chapter 9 verse 24, Hebrews 2:17. And on that account it is a reconciliation of sinners to God, he being thereby pacified towards them for all that they have done, being well pleased with what Christ has done and suffered for them. He is well pleased with him and with all that are considered in him, who are accepted in him, the beloved, and are admitted into an open state of favour, which is meant by their having access through Christ into the grace wherein they stand. Matthew 3 verse 17, Ephesians 1:6, Romans 5:2. For though the love of God to his elect is invariable and unchangeable in itself, yet the manifestations of it is different, and it may be distinguished into secret and open love. There are obstructions by sin thrown in the way of love, which must be removed in order to enjoy open favour and the blessings of it, and which are removed by Christ. Thus Christ was made under the law to redeem his people, that they might receive the adoption of children, and was made a curse for them, that the blessings of grace, love, had provided in covenant for them might come upon them. And he was made sin, and a sin offering for them, that they might be made the righteousness of God in him, and be brought into a state of open fellowship and communion with him, who before were kept at a distance. Thus David, though he most affectionately loved his son Absalom, and longed for him, when for an offence he fled, and though through the mediation of Joab he was allowed to return to Jerusalem, yet the king would not suffer him to see his face for the space of 2 full years, when, by the mediation of the same person, he was admitted into the king's presence, taken into open favour, and kissed him. 2 Samuel 13:39 and 14:1, 21, 24 and 33. Thirdly, the means by which this reconciliation is made are the blood shed and death of Christ. He only is the reconciler and peacemaker. A sinner cannot make peace with God or reconciliation, that is, satisfaction for his sins, not by his own works of righteousness, which are impure and imperfect, nor by repentance, which the law does not admit of, nor is it any satisfaction to it, nor by faith, for that does not make, only receives the atonement made by Christ. There is nothing a sinner can do will make peace and reconciliation for him, and what will he cannot do, which is no less than fulfilling the whole law and answering all the demands of the law and justice. Romans chapter 8 verse 3 and 4. Death being the sanction of the law and the wages of sin, there is no reconciliation to be made but by death, not by the death of the slain beasts, which could not take away sin, nor by the death of the sinner himself. The Jews, having lost the true notion of the atonement by Messiah, fancy that a man's death atones for his sins. But it is a false notion. There is no way of peace, reconciliation and atonement being made but by the death of the Son of God, who, being God as well as man, could and did give virtue and efficacy to his blood. Sufferings and death in human nature united it to his person as to make them adequate to the said purpose.